very different to what one usually associates Christmas to be like. We don't have a white Christmas, and it doesn't even get cold. Instead, we have flowers blooming, trees with all their leaves, blue skies, and warm, sunny days. Hello darlings, come join me while I set up the Christmas tree. It is much more common to own a fake Christmas tree in Australia, since we have such a hot climate and they are not as readily available as what they are in the US and Europe. Last year I made a beautiful orange garland, which you can keep using and reusing for the Christmases to come. All you need to do to make this orange garland is slice up the oranges and keep it on a low heat in the oven for a couple of hours, and they smell delicious and they last for many, many years. I had also been storing a bag of candy canes, which I didn't realize leaked all through their plastic. So I thought I could use them, and I ended up putting a couple on the tree, but these things were just too sticky and I had to throw them out. I'll know next time to buy new candy canes for each year. The candy canes were literally stuck to my fingers. Moving on from that, I was up to decorating the tree, and these are just modern baubles, but I do feel like baubles can be a timeless piece that will always be used, so they don't really go out of style too much. I had some pretty gold ribbon left over from last year that I cut up into pieces to make little bows on the tree. I think it gives it a very sweet vintage look, having little handmade bows on the tree. Vintage ornate baubles can be quite expensive to use, especially because you can buy them individually, but you can actually make your own from little glass baubles, which you can hand draw little glitter drawings and put decoupage onto the baubles. So there are endless options. It doesn't have to be an expensive Christmas. You can do it all yourself. In our house, a Christmas tree wouldn't be a Christmas tree without an angel on top. In our family, we've always used an angel. We've never had a star, and it just really pulls the tree together, having a beautiful angel on top in white. It's just gorgeous. Loose tinsel was very popular on all the beautiful old vintage Christmas trees. They would drape it over all of the pine needles and branches. I think it was to give the effect of little icicles, shimmering ice, and it really makes the tree look beautiful, unlike how a modern tree is usually decorated. This wreath I made was quite a simple one, but the actual wooden grapevines that are wound around are local and someone handmade that, so I think it's really special having a wreath like that instead of a store-bought one. The next morning it was surprisingly cold, so James and I headed off for a morning coffee together, and it was really nice to dress up in a coat and to see all the Christmas lights down the street and all the little drawings and artwork. It was beautiful. I picked up this garland from Spotlight for about $6, which was actually a steal, and it just needs a little bit of fluffing up. It's always cheaper and easier to pick a plain garland and then go ahead and decorate it yourself. So I'm going to be adding some cute little flowers, some lovely little sparkly flowers, and some ribbon. I'm going to be cutting this up and making some cute little bows out of it. Yeah, I hope I'm not going to be robbed of the length. I just hope it's, you know, at least 2 meters. I'm hoping they don't skimp out on this. I really want it to be enough so that it really fills out the garland. So I'm just gonna get started and make the garland. For these little red flowers, I'm just going to be pushing these into the garland and then wrapping these little wire pine needles around it, and that also just secure it in. The wire in the edge of the ribbon really makes it stand up and look really pretty, but you have to be really careful because the metal bit's just sticking straight out the end. Oh damn, why do I always do that and get really close? So it turned out lovely. It looks really evenly spaced and really nice. I was right about Spotlight skimping out on the ribbon. I only managed to get 2 decent sized bows, and the other 2 had to be tiny little mini bows. Yes, very, very tiny bows. Like, this is my hand, so they had to be quite small, and then the other ones I made were quite a nice, decent size. It would have been nice to have them all that size. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can hang this up. The plan is to put it above here. This is just like a little sliding door that goes through into the sunroom. So the only problem is I don't actually have any sort of hook system to make this work. So that might be a little bit of an issue. So we'll see how I go, and I might need James's help to put it up. So the idea with these little hooks is they are adhesive on the back. I'm going to be putting the hooks up on top of that so that eventually if I do remove the hooks from up the top, it's not going to leave a big paint patch that's been removed on the front. So it'll be above, you won't be able to see any of that. And I will connect the garland onto the hooks with a little bit of string coming down. So that's the plan. So I'll show you the process. Guess what silly thing I did? I put the hooks up, but I didn't think about wiping the top, so it was covered in dust. So I just wasted the sticky back, and it won't stick on at all now. Like, the stickiness is gone. But lucky I bought another pack. So I've already gone over and wiped everything and tried it, so let's hope this works for the second pack and I can get those to stick, because otherwise I can't put up my beautiful garland, and I need to put it up because it's very pretty and it won't feel like Christmas without it. So going to get straight into making some lovely eggnog. Now this is actually the first time I've ever made it or tried eggnog, so this will be exciting and different. I don't really know what to expect. Is it just gonna taste like I'm drinking egg? But I hope it has a little bit more flavor than that. So I actually wrote down a little eggnog recipe here that I got from Vintage Facade from Instagram. She did a World War II Thanksgiving week of meals, if I have that right. So I thought I would use a proper 1940s recipe. I'm not sure whether it differs much from modern recipes for eggnog, but we'll see. I'm just gonna go with this one, except I'm not going to be making it raw. I'll be doing the pasteurized version so that I just slowly heat it, so I'm not drinking raw egg.